Your high school is this big compared to the world. Those people are literally not gonna matter. I am back with another Tall Girl Tips video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about comparison, name calling, and learning to love yourself. And I'm so excited for today's video, this episode of my Tall Girls Tips. If you guys are new here, I have an entire playlist full of Tall Girls Tips videos. I've done videos on confidence, my journey with my height. I've done a shopping tips video, how to shop online, what stores to shop online, different pieces that I have from different stores that I'm obsessed with. And I also talked about in my last video dating and jealousy in friendships, stuff like that. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about comparison, name calling, and learning to love yourself. And this is like one of my favorite series to talk about because I feel like I've connected with so many of my subscribers through these videos. You guys have sent me countless DMs, countless messages and comments on my videos, and it's just been a pleasure of mine to kind of share my knowledge, share my advice with you guys. I know a lot of you guys who are watching this are a little bit younger, and I'm 23 if you guys don't know, if you're new here. If you are new, hi, subscribe. You should subscribe to my channel, join my family, follow me on my Instagram. You guys can keep up with me there. That's where I share a majority of my recommendations and stuff. So if you guys want to follow me on there, that would be great. And yeah, I'm just excited to get into today's video because I feel like I've connected with so many of you through these videos, and a lot of the comments that I do get are geared to around these topics. And I'm actually wearing my Focused and Flourishing shirt from my best friend Maya. She has a clothing brand, and this is one of her tops, and I thought that it was perfect for this video because it's just about being focused, flourishing, and learning to love yourself and letting go of the negativity and the stigma around being tall and just embracing it. And that's what I want my channel to be. I want you guys to feel empowered. I want you guys to walk away and feel like you guys can make a positive change in your life or implement positive things into your life. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. We're just sitting and chatting. If you're new here, I have an entire segment where I literally just like sit, talk to you guys while I do my makeup. It kind of feels like girl time if you want to do your makeup too, or if you want to play me in the background while you're doing homework or cleaning or whatever the case may be. And I just feel like it's more enjoyable to watch whenever you're watching me do my makeup. So it's my thing. That's the thing that we like to do on my channel. So I'm gonna stop rambling. This intro is so long, but if you guys made it this far already, thank you so much, and let's get into the video. Ooh, okay. All right, oh my gosh, I look so washed out. Okay, I already did my base, I did my concealer, I did my foundation. I feel like that is like one of the less interesting things to watch. And like I said, I'm just going to be doing my makeup. I feel like this is like good girl time. What was that with my hands just now? I feel like this is good girl time just to like sit and talk, give advice, and it makes it a little bit more interesting for you guys to watch. Instead of just like watching me talk to a screen, you can watch me do my makeup. Or if you want to play I have an entire Tall Girls Tips playlist if you want to play that in the background while you're cleaning or doing homework, or I don't know, like doing the things that you do. I'm just gonna sit, talk, kind of share my advice, share things that I feel like other people should know. And this is the topics that I'm going to talk about today. I kind of like gathered the main points that people bring up to me whenever they comment under my videos or whenever they DM me, and like their common concerns. And so I wanted to put them all in one video. And I feel like because I've gotten so many DMs over this specific topic, I feel like it's obviously a popular concern for a lot of people who are tall, especially younger generations, middle school, high school. I feel like that is one of the harder times to kind of accept who you are. Everyone's still growing and like kind of learning their body and growing into themselves, and you know, finding friends and, you know, meeting new people. And so it's really hard to kind of learn to love yourself while you're also looking at other people and like all of our different shapes and sizes and stuff. So I just like am really passionate about this, and I love getting your comments and your DMs and like what you have to say. And sometimes it makes me really emotional to like see these things because it's like a trigger for me from when I was younger. I guess I should like start my makeup while I'm sitting here talking already. It's kind of a trigger for me because I definitely understand where a lot of you are coming from, and it's so much harder like now that I'm older and I've gone through it and I understand. It's so much harder in the moment to like for me to tell you guys like it's gonna be fine, you're gonna be okay. Like it's a lot easier for me to say now that I've already gone through it, but I feel like there are just certain things I wish I knew when I was growing up so that I like didn't waste my time. I didn't like spend too much time stressing over little things. And I have like an entire list full of stuff that I want to talk to you guys about today because I feel like it is important. And the topics I want to talk about, I guess I should have mentioned that in the beginning, are comparison, name calling, and learning to love your height. So I guess I'll go ahead and start with comparison. One of my biggest things is just you are who you are. There's literally nothing you can do to change the way you look. Like you can change your hair color. I mean, sometimes you can change your skin color. You can put on makeup, you can change your outfits, but you cannot change who you are on the inside. And there were so many times I found myself trying to act like certain people or trying to dress like certain people because I thought they were pretty and I thought that the way they dressed was nice and people like them and boys like them, so I dressed like them to kind of like fill a void. And eventually I found that that void was never filled because that wasn't my style, or that wasn't the way I wanted to act. That's not the way I wanted people to perceive me. And so I went through so many different phases. I went through so many different clothes. Like you guys don't understand. I literally just used to buy clothes because I saw someone else wear it and then I would get it and I'm like, this looks awful on me. And so I would have saved a lot of money back in the day if I had just known that I am who I am. I can't change that and I just have to live with it. Another thing is just learning to find your strengths and weaknesses. So for me, I know that I have a super short torso and I have super long legs. What comes with that is it's really hard to find shirts that aren't cropped, especially when you need them like professionally. And it's hard to find pants for me because my legs are longer than the rest of my body. And I know a lot of tall people, like some people find it hard to find jeans, some people don't because their legs aren't as long. And so for me, it was always hard to find jeans, always hard to find dresses that were like appropriate to wear to like church and like more formal settings. And so that was always something that I had to live with. So learning to identify those strengths and weaknesses, I don't think that it's a bad thing for you to say, well, like certain things just don't look good on me, or like there's just certain things I can't do because of my height or whatever it may be. I'm not saying to limit yourself, but I'm just saying if you identify them early, then you won't be disappointed later on in life whenever certain things don't work out or whatever the case may be. And for strengths, like for instance for me, I played volleyball and I was really good at playing volleyball because I was tall and I could jump really high, or I didn't jump that high, but I had really long arms so I could hit a ball that was set super high. And so those were things that I played to my advantage because of my height. And I think that even if you're short, you don't even have to be tall. If you identify those strengths and weaknesses, it makes it a lot easier for you to kind of find your niche, find the thing that, you know, kind of works for you. Whether you really like fashion and you know what outfits look good on you, what outfits don't look good on you. Like you have to identify those, and the earlier you identify them, the easier it is for you to kind of separate yourself from other people and not feel as if you don't fit in. Because once you find yourself, you're no longer trying to fit in because you know, like, this is my lane and I'm staying in my lane and I'm not swerving out of my lane just to fit your expectations for me, if that makes sense. Another thing, I know a lot of people always comment, they're like, oh my god, all my friends are short. Girl, all my friends are short. The only tall friends I have, I met while I was playing volleyball, and it's just one of those things that you just like kind of have to live with. And if it makes you that uncomfortable, then don't hang out with those friends. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing to say that. Like, if you feel uncomfortable being around certain people, I don't think that you should be around those people. And that's another thing I'm gonna get into, kind of like name calling and stuff like that. But yeah, if those people make you feel uncomfortable, then I don't think it's a bad thing to either bring it up like, hey, I love you guys are my friends, but sometimes I feel uncomfortable around you just because, you know, I I'm a little bit taller and it's just a little bit more awkward for me. I think that if they are your friends, they'll understand, and they won't like hold that against you or anything. So, and then another thing, a lot of people who message me are a lot younger, and I just want to say that your high school is this big compared to your world, compared to this world. And I went to school, we had like over 4,000 kids in my school. I graduated with a class of over 700 people, and so I went to a big school. Like I get what it's like to kind of feel claustrophobic, and you're like, I see the same people all the time, and like I just feel uncomfortable around all these people, and like my life sucks because like I'm so tall and I'm never gonna find a boy and like all these things. Your high school is this big compared to the world. When you graduate and you go to college and you get a job and you do all these things, and they sound so far-fetched, but I'm 23 years old, and when I was in high school I did not think that my life would be what it is at 23. I didn't even think I was gonna reach 23. Like that was just like so beyond my brain capacity. Your school is so small. The people that you're around for however long, 4, 8, 12 years. I know I went to school with kids from when we were in elementary school. Those people are literally not gonna matter whenever you graduate and you move on to the real world. Some of those people you will never see again, and even if you do, it doesn't really matter. And you just have to remember that this is just a certain time in your life. This is a time for you to explore, to make mistakes, and to kind of figure out yourself. These are the things that these times are going to build you into the person that you're supposed to be. So do not take it too serious. Don't stress about it. Things will happen when they're supposed to happen for you. So I just wanted to put that out there. Moving on to name calling. I think that this, I wouldn't necessarily put this in the bullying category. I don't think that, I obviously know that people do get bullied for their height, and if you do, I'm so sorry. And if you want to DM me, if you like want to talk about it, I would love to talk to you about it. But I think that there are a lot of people who get called names, and it's not in a malicious way. Like I know my friends used to crack jokes. I used to get called Avatar, Giant, Giraffe, like all of those, like what is the other one? Is it Goliath? Did I already say that? Just like a bunch of different names that people used to call me, and it wasn't malicious. Like it was like in a joking sense, but there were times, especially like if I was already in a bad mood, where it would bother me because I was like, I don't want to be Goliath. I don't want to be an Avatar. Why can't I just be Tamar? Like why can't I just be pretty? Why can't I, you know what I mean? And so there are so many times where I would take offense to it, and then I would lash out on my friends, and they're like, bro, like we were just joking. And they like didn't realize that it was like time built up that I was like kind of annoyed about it, you know? And so I don't think that anyone intentionally means to be malicious whenever they name call. It's just a thing that people do. Just like whenever people see short people, they're like, oh hey shorty, or how's the weather down there, how's the weather up there, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But my advice for that is, if it is something that bothers you, especially with friends and family, people who you look up to, people that you love, I do not think it's a bad thing for you to say something. I don't think it's a bad thing for you to just say, hey, I love you guys, and I know that you probably don't mean anything by it, but it really bothers me whenever you call me this. And I think that it's a good thing to kind of build those relationships with people and be able to speak up about things that bother you, because it is going to help you be able to communicate later on in life and advocate for yourself and stick up for yourself. There's a lot of times I didn't really stick up for myself, and I didn't learn until I got to college that it's okay for me to say, hey, these things bother me, I don't like it, like just stop doing it. And if they love you, if they are your true friends or whatever, they will respect that. Because sometimes people don't realize that it is offensive. Like some people just think that it's funny, and they don't think that it could possibly like give you like make you depressed or like mess with your mental health. Like some people just don't realize that. Or a lot of people who do bully are doing it to kind of make themselves feel better, or whatever the case may be. So if it's something that bothers you, speak up about it, especially if it's someone who you love, someone who you respect. If it's someone who's like messing with you at school and there's honestly nothing you can do about it, if it's something that bothers you that much and you feel as if it is a sense of bullying, tell someone. And when I say tell someone, I don't mean like a friend. I mean, oh my gosh. When I say tell someone, I don't mean a friend. I mean someone of authority. It doesn't make you a snitch. It does not make you less than. It is just you protecting yourself. I know, especially younger generations, like I feel like I was like kind of in the age of like cell phones and stuff, but I didn't really get a cell phone until I was in middle school. I know like so many younger kids have cell phones like before they even start school now, and so I can only imagine how hard it is to start school and like have to deal with bullying and people like talking about you on social media, people making fake accounts and harassing you. Like I could only imagine. And so if it's something that bothers you, if it's something that is affecting your mental, stop saying mental. If it's something that is affecting your mental health, speak up about it. Also, do not identify yourself with what people are calling you. That's not who you are. You have a name, you have characteristics about yourself, and I think that is important, like I was saying earlier, to consume things that are positive. Like I know for me, I love watching YouTube videos. I love watching people who are motivating, people who are, you know, like about their business, people who, you know, do things that make them happy. I'm losing my mirror. People who do things that make them happy and they make you want to like watch them. They make you want to be more productive. They make you want to like go after your goals and stuff. So consume like positive things. Like don't go home in the evenings and like just pour a bunch of negativity into your mind. That is like one of the worst ways to deal with stuff like that, and it's only going to make the situation worse for you. It's going to make it harder for you to move on, harder for you to cope. And then I want to move on to loving yourself and how to love yourself, how to work on loving yourself. I actually was talking to someone the other day in my comments, and I was saying that it's definitely a process. You're not going to watch this video and tomorrow you're going to love yourself. Like that's just not how life works, and it's definitely a process. It's going to take time, but you have to put in the effort and you actually have to try. I think one of the first things that I would probably do is, again, identifying my strengths and weaknesses. For me, that would have been pouring my all into volleyball and spending more time on the court, going to private lessons if I was available to, making friends with my teammates, and like for me, I love fashion, so going shopping, you know, planning outfits, like different stuff like that. That's what makes me happy. If you're into art, then drawing. If you like journaling, writing in a journal, like there's so many different journals out there. There's bullet journals, like so many different things that you can do to occupy your time that are positive, that are going to fill your mind with positive things. So I would definitely recommend doing that. And my biggest thing, remember that just because you don't like your height doesn't mean that if you were shorter life would be easier. Doesn't mean that people who are shorter or literally of any other height, if there's someone who's any other height than what you are, doesn't mean that they have less struggles than you. Does not mean that they aren't also insecure about certain things. Like everyone has, literally everyone has their own struggles, has their own body image issues, like whatever it may be. So you have to remember that life doesn't necessarily mean that it would be easier if you were shorter. And it's kind of one of those things, it's like you want what you can't have, and everyone has those times where they want what they can't have. So remember that. And just know that like you're not the only one struggling out there. There's so many other people struggling, and I know it's a lot easier said than done. I'm not trying to say that your feelings are invalid, but I'm trying to make you look at your life and look at yourself in a different light. And one of those ways is to identify that you are worthy, and just because you are who you are doesn't mean that your life would be easier or life would be better. I don't ever want you guys to think that your life would be better if you were someone else, because you are who you are for a reason. So that is like one of my biggest takeaways, and I hope that, you know, everything that I put onto this channel, I do it because I've been there, and I hate seeing, especially like younger girls struggle with things that I understand because of how young I am, but especially speaking to like older, like your parents or like aunts and uncles, and just saying like, oh my god, I hate my height and whatever, or like telling them that like you're upset because you feel like you're too tall or stuff. They're probably like, who cares? But they just don't understand with social media and everything going on that like it kind of affects how we grow up now, and the things that we see and the people that are promoted, and like basically what social media has become makes it really hard for us to live a life that is not consumed through a phone or a television screen or a computer screen. So I understand that it is super hard, but I hope that you guys are able to watch my videos and kind of find a light in, you know, whatever may be going on in your life and whatever it is may be bothering you. And I'm always open. I respond to every single one of my DMs. And if you guys ever want to talk about anything, if you guys ever are struggling with anything and just need someone to vent to, need a little bit of advice, if you have specific things that are going on in your life that you may not be comfortable sharing, you always can DM me. And yeah, but I think that is gonna wrap it up for this video. I'm like almost done with my makeup, and then I'm gonna go about my day. Gotta do what I have to do. But this was on my heart all of last night, and I was just so excited to film this video today, and I just had to talk about this topic because I feel like it is something that needs to be shared. And I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, you guys can check out the other videos in my Tall Girls Tips playlist, and I will have the playlist linked down below if you guys want to go check that out. Also make sure that you follow me on my Instagram, and if you like this video and are excited for more, then subscribe down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you if you made it to the end and just listened to anything that I had to say. I really do appreciate you guys. I love you, and I hope that you all are doing okay, staying safe, and thank you all so much for watching. Bye.